At a Wednesday session in Jerusalem, attended by former Director General of the Israeli Foreign Ministry, Dr. Alon Liel, and Palestinian Information Minister, Dr. Riyad al-Malki, Liel stressed the urgency for the U.S. and Israel of moving Syria out of the Iranian camp and replacing Syria's Iranian sponsor with the U.S. through a peace agreement with Israel in the dwindling window of opportunity before Iranian influence becomes too powerful.
We have a window of opportunity open in Syria. And by the way, it will close in 3 months or 4 months, because with every visit of the Iranians in Damascus, with every jet that is moving between Tehran and Damascus, and we have an airlift going on from Tehran and from Moscow, from Russia, with missiles. So when this airlift will be completed, there will be no possibility to negotiate with Israel. Syria will be too weak to make this move. I'll tell you why it's so urgent. Syria is afraid of Iran. Iran is representing a different ideology than the Syrian ideology. It's heading the fundamentalist world. It's a missionary government. It's a humanistic government. The Syrians are a nation state. They want to preserve their status as a nation state. They do not want to be controlled by Iran. And if we do not reverse the situation, they will be controlled by Iran very soon. And Iran will do to Syria what Syria did to Lebanon. And they don't want it. So they have a small period of time to run away from the Iranians. And then we have to help them.
According to Liel, the message from Damascus to Israel was clear.
The message was, once we meet you in the same room, we lose Ahmadinejad. It's very difficult for us to lose Ahmadinejad at this stage. He's signing very generous checks and is assisting us militarily. We don't have another strategic ally of this magnitude, of this importance. So once we meet you and lose him on the same day, we have to have a mechanism that will enable us to build an alternative alliance. Only mechanism that could be an alternative to the Iranians at this stage is an American-European mechanism, or in other words, a Western mechanism.
Regarding the Palestinian arena, Liel was not very optimistic and did not see a possibility of implementing successfully an agreement between Israel and the PA, even if one were to be reached, due to the Hamas takeover of the Gaza Strip, its uncompromising ideology, and the widening rift in Palestinian society, both geographic and ideological.
As long as we have this rift between the Fatah and the Hamas, which became not only an ideological rift, but a geographic, physical rift in the last few months, we were not able to sign a peace agreement with the Palestinian people. I don't think the Israeli public will back an agreement, a serious agreement, with the Palestinian people as long as Abu Mazen and Salam Fayyad cannot guarantee that the Palestinians in Gaza will be part of it. It's difficult enough for the Israeli Prime Minister and the Israeli government to sign an agreement with the United Palestinian people. I think it's impossible to sign an agreement with half of the Palestinian people.
Minister Malki was more optimistic and called for a stepped-up effort to reach a framework for a final status agreement prior to the November peace conference in the United States.
I'm one of the persons who's willing to waste his time for the next 3-4 months, hoping that things might really produce a result that might change the destiny, the future of all of us. Everybody knows, if we want to bring Hamas into this process, Everybody knows what's really the position of Hamas. It's already stated, it's already clear. If you want really to achieve nothing or to have a failure in our project, then we invite Hamas. We have to start with the core, with the people who are already committed to peace, We bring them in, we try to identify what are the basics, the fundamental, the principles, and then we try also to sell what we have achieved to others. President Abbas has the mandate to go and to negotiate on behalf of all the Palestinians. He's not going to wait to get an okay from this faction or from that political party. And this is exactly what President Abbas has said. If I do achieve an agreement with the Israelis on the final status issues, then I'm going to present that agreement to the Palestinian public in a referendum. And if the Palestinian public say yes, then that's it. I'm not going to wait for an okay from Hamas or from anybody else's.
Even Minister Malki did not spare criticism of Hamas and acknowledged that they were preventing the establishment of a Palestinian state living in peace alongside Israel, and reiterated that only the Palestinian Authority could make peace with a Jewish state.
At the end of the day, the people in Gaza have been taken hostage by Hamas. Everybody knows today that they cannot open their mouth, they cannot speak up, they cannot really have manifestations, demonstrations, they cannot rally anywhere. They cannot have weddings, celebrations. They cannot really sing national songs. And Hamas, what has been imposing there is really the darkness of the mind by force. And this is exactly why we have to work fast in order to reverse this. They are trying to bring us back in Gaza into the old ages. It's a Taliban-style authority. I don't see it really differently from what happened in Afghanistan at a certain period of time. It is really dangerous. Not dangerous for you, Israel, or for the EU. It's dangerous also for us, the Palestinians, because really it prevents us from being able to achieve what we want to achieve in establishing an independent Palestinian state, based on the two-state solution. Hamas never showed any willingness to compromise on anything.
There is speculation that perhaps the internal political weakness of Prime Minister Olmert and President Abbas will motivate them into reaching an agreement in the not-too-distant future. But the question on everyone's mind remains, even in such a case, will Israel and Fatah manage to overcome Hamas?